You all know gratitude, so I'm not going to waste my time trying to define what gratitude is. It means to be grateful.
Your presence always stays with me.
Fit for relationship. That's my topic for today. It's Proverbs 21:31. Somebody open to Ecclesiastes 11:6. Don't worry, it's going to be a short message. It's more like introduction. 1 Corinthians 15:10. 1 Timothy 4:8. I take the scriptures again. Proverbs 21:31. Ecclesiastes 11:6. 1 Corinthians 15:10. And 1 Timothy 4:8. Who is in Proverbs 21:31? Another person to open Ecclesiastes 11:16. Proverbs 21:31 says that the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Ecclesiastes 11:6. Are you there? Ecclesiastes 11 says, in the morning sow your seed, in the evening withhold not your hand, for you knowest not whether shall prosper either this or that, or whether they both shall be good alike. Modern English is like sow in the morning, sow in the evening. You don't know which one will germinate, and you can be blessed. Both of them will work at the same time. 1 Corinthians 15:10. For by the grace of God, I am what I am. And the grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. But I labored more abundantly than they all. Yet not I, but the grace of God that works in me. Let's read that scripture again. 1 Corinthians, right? 1 Corinthians 15:10. Read it again, please. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and the grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain, but I labored more abundantly than they all. Yet not I, but the grace of God which was with me. I'm speaking on what I've titled fit to be tied. That word fit is like from fitness. Fit for a relationship now. That word fit is like from fitness. I wanted to call it fit to be tied before, but I wasn't really having married people in mind. So that's why I changed it to fit for a relationship. Now, that place said that Paul was speaking there. He says that by the grace of God upon me, I was able to become who I am. He says, but then that grace came, it was not taken in vain because I labored more than everybody. My emphasis today is not on the grace of God, but on the fact that Paul said, even with the grace of God available to him, he still labored. Christianity, we've made everything about God only. Most times, especially the grace message, emphasizes the part of God. That you can't do anything to earn God's favor and all those things. Yes, you can't do anything to earn God's favor in salvation. We are saved by faith through grace. It is not of works, lest any man should boast. But when you become a Christian, your works he said your light must begin to shine, that people must see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So your works may not be relevant before Christianity, but works is relevant after Christianity. There's also what we call dead works. You see that in the book of Hebrews. Those are practices of religion that you are trying to gain God's approval as a Christian. That was what Paul fought against when he was telling them that, when they were telling people that you have to be circumcised, even though you are a born again Christian, for you to be accepted by God. That is a dead work. Because there is nothing you can do in the physical to enhance Christianity, as it were. Christianity is primarily a spiritual experience that affects every other side of your life. So, what are you doing about the grace of God that you have received? Now, when I say fit to be tied, 1 Timothy 4:8, I did not read that one. I want to read it now, the New Living Translation. 1 Timothy 4:8 says, physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. But it says physical training is good. So, When I say fit for a relationship, I am saying what are the trainings you are getting now that is making you fit for a relationship, either with your boss, with your colleagues, or with the person you marry. I'm focusing on marriage now because we are narrowing it down, but whatever I say affects every other relationship that you can be involved with. Hallelujah. Now, grace does not relegate effort. Grace is good, but effort is much more important. So when I say fit for a relationship, I am saying that all the experiences you have had before now as a person, I'm not even talking only as a Christian now, I'm talking about all your experiences as a person, your birth, your parents, your disappointments, people that have broken your heart. For those of you that had relationships post-Christianity, pre-Christianity now, you know what it means for somebody to date you and break your heart. You have probably been a victim of rape or incest abuse. Whatever it is that has happened to you before now, all are contributing to the kind of training that you will eventually bring into any relationship that you are engaging in. All of us bring who we are into a relationship. That is why when you become a Christian, the first thing God does is to make you become his son. A change is what he first of all introduces. Christianity brings your spirit man awake. It gives you power to renew your mind. And that in turn helps you to be able to enhance yourself physically. Because your mind is renewed, for instance, you are able to take decisions that affect you as a person. Are you listening to me? So all those experiences, begin to put them together. Begin to put them together. For some of you, you have bad experiences with your father, especially the ladies. So you project some of these things in your relationship. To you, every man is a disappointment. Every man is out to cheat you, or every man is out to take advantage of you. And funny part is, I was talking to somebody earlier today and in my office, and he made a statement, not even knowing what I was even preparing as I was talking to him. It was just like that he believes that the expectations of the righteous shall not be cut short. He says, my parents have always had this expectation that this will happen to me. He says, and I realized after a while, I started walking in the direction of that thing, even though it is not in him personally. He came to see me for a personal issue, and I don't know, he may end up getting the message, so I don't want him to feel awkward, so I can't give full description. But I can use one that has to do with alcohol, for instance. This is somebody that hates alcohol, but his mom has always believed that no matter what you do, you will end up like your dad. You end up like your dad. And somehow, because you see, people don't understand that the first thing you need to learn as a father, especially the men. Now, I'm not going to follow any particular order, so it's as the Spirit moves me now. You don't become a father because you have something between your legs. It is first the use of your mouth. That is what determines if you are fit to be a father. Because as a father, you carry authority. I've seen my parents speak down, curse regularly, so it was the pattern I knew. It was even my wife that broke it completely. I was using the grace of God, yes, to try to handle some of it, but I noticed that no matter how much she becomes angry, all you hear is that these children are great children. It's just wonderful having children. And I just take advice. I keep quiet. Because if it was the other way around, my parents would give you like 2 dozens of courses in 10 seconds. Now, I tell my mom every time we speak about it, she said, no, she didn't really mean it. I said, that is where you made the mistake. Because every parent carries authority, either they are Christians or not. The very essence of the fact that they obeyed the dominion mandate to reproduce automatically confers on them power by God to rule their family. That is why it's not only Christians that lead their family right. They are unbelievers that their children have turned out well and they didn't know God. Because God provides the authority to be a father and to be a mother. Then the next set of people with authority are actually teachers. That's why we take a lot of issues with our teachers. One of them is here. Once they tell me, I just say, honey, make sure you handle this, handle this. When it doesn't, I will go there. I don't care. And if I tell my son something, say his teacher says this one, we will get down to the root of it. Because yes, your teacher's influence are there, but the fact is mine supersedes your teachers. And there are a lot of people, they've not become anything today because one principal, one headmaster, one demonic teacher told them that nothing good can come out of their lives. And do you know there are some dullards that it was just a teacher that believed in them and kept on saying that you are more intelligent than what you think. You will get better at this thing. And today they are conquering the world. because somebody believed. Because those people carry authority. So when you start giving birth, it is not every school that you see you put your children. Because I hear stupid things from Christians that if they are uniform from London, if they are not importing uniform, we cannot put our children there. And I look at them, at times I just have to respect myself. It's only in church my power plenty. I don't try to push it outside. Because when I hear some people talk, at times I want to give them a slap. Yeah, in this day and time, how can you say your criteria for choosing a school for your son is whether the uniform is coming from abroad or whatever? It simply means you are daft from beginning to the end. That's in no sense. Because they can bring the dress from abroad, it doesn't bring the abroad into the child. So all this class consciousness, we need to deal with it. So what are the things that you have been exposed to growing up? Don't let them define your future. Talk to a sister. The last time he was with somebody in a relationship, the person said, I was going for all night. And somehow after the all night, he found out that the all night was in a hotel with another lady. And she was faithful, the guy was not faithful. So the relationship broke up. They were not married. Now, 2 years down the line, she's still single. 3 years down the line, she's still single. You keep asking questions. Why all this? Why all this? Now start asking investigations. Making investigations, I beg your pardon. Then you just speak to this brother. They say, what happened? I say, I don't know what happened though. But the other day, I told her I was going for all night. And that was the last time I heard anything from her. Because when she hears all night, all she's seeing is Somitel Hotel in her head. Now, that is somebody allowing a past to determine the future. Am I saying the pain will go easily? No. But the pain doesn't go easily because we hold on to the pain, especially women. That is why God created us with the capacity to remember only pleasure. Have you ever seen anybody that has suffered greatly, poverty, see them make money the next day? They will not even behave like they were the same person that could not eat the day before. Because we have the capacity to remember only the good. But it takes effort to hold on to the past. That is why you wonder at times, have you seen women while they are laboring, they tell you, no, this is the final one. 2 days after, they are already meeting with their husband in preparation for another one. And I begin to ask, is it that the pain? No, the pain cannot be remembered. Only the joy of that child crying, that is what they remember. So if you are carrying anything extra, take it to Jesus. Let him deal with it for you. Let him. One of my stepbrothers' birthday is today. I saw him on Facebook. I could not even show anybody that that's my stepbrother. Because he looks like something out of a chicken school. I called my father and said, your son's birthday is today. He said, it's not his son. That with that hairstyle, that cannot be his son. Don't worry, not your own hairstyle. If you see the hairstyle, you will know that, because as I'm saying hairstyle, before you think maybe I'm against hairstyle. When I say hairstyle, you will not believe it. But that is my father's son. And in his eulogy of his birthday, it should be maybe 36 or something today, or 34 or something. He literally blamed his parents for what he has become. But I'm also a product of that same home. So you have blamed everybody enough. It is time to start looking inwards. I say again, the pain will not go easily. If you have been raped, I can't even begin to describe the emotional trauma you must have gone through. No matter the English I try to use. But it has happened. Is it not time to move on? So I'm not saying, oh, the pain will disappear all of a sudden. It won't. But make sure you are not the one holding on to it. For some of you, when you describe past hurts, like I always tell my wife, I listen to what people are not saying. It's a gift I developed. When I hear people talk about their past pain, some I tell them, I have a client like that. I say, you are not forgiving your dad. He said, no, that one is gone. No. That was like 18 years ago. I said, madam, in fact, you hate your dad, you just don't know. He said, why? I said, I can see the pain of what your dad did to you in your eyes. Forgiveness is not forgive and forget. I don't know where they teach some of those things from. It's not from the Bible. There is nothing in the Bible that says forgive and forget. In fact, God wants you to remember so that you will not allow the thing to happen again. How do you know you have not forgiven somebody? It is when you feel the pain as of today as it was 20 years ago. You have not forgiven. There are things people have done to me. I can't even remember. Some of them even remind me because I have a good gift of forgetting things. I develop it. I just don't want to remember. Because most times the devil wants us to dwell on the past. Because when we do that, we don't see what is in the future. Some of you will have been in greater relationships than you are, but you are too fixated on the things that has happened to you, that even when good comes to you, you don't know. That's why it says that the wicked is like the heat in the sun. It says when good cometh, it does not see. That wicked does not mean an unbeliever alone. It means somebody that has the capacity to do wrong. And when you don't forgive, actually, it is on you, not on the person. The person, have you seen people that have not forgiven? When they enter your house, it changes your atmosphere. You lose your joy, you lose your peace. You are the one in bondage, not the person. So that's why forgive. That's why it says forgive. That's you have to take it for yourself first and give the person to go away with it. Somebody says they like practicing forgiveness in advance so that everybody has forgiven them in advance. So when they offend him, you say, we just say, you are using your advance forgiveness, or you are almost finishing it. Or say that's the only way. Say that's the only way he has learned to protect his heart. It is difficult when you are hurt to forgive. I have hurt people, and people have hurt me, so I know it is difficult. But one thing I don't do is to dwell on the past. I let it go. I let it go easily. I let it go easily. Even when I make mistakes, you don't dwell around it. I'm not saying you should celebrate your mistakes. I'm just saying God has forgiven you. I don't know why you don't want to forgive yourself and move on. When you can't forgive yourself, you are simply saying you are more important than God and His word. So He can't help you. He says, your sins I remember no more. So if you remember it, that is your business. It has nothing to do with God or the Holy Spirit. So I say again, every training you have gone through before now, every experience, you may not know, but they have subconsciously or unconsciously trained you. I have a very close, she's my sister anyway, she's not my friend. And she said she never really enjoyed meeting with a man until she married her husband. Because her first experience was close or was rape. So even as an unbeliever sleeping with somebody, she always does not find, she believes sex is just for, maybe for people that want to have children and not for enjoyment. I think we'll take married people for a different this thing, because there are some things, if I say it here, all them bro and them will not be able to sleep at night. So let me help their faith and not finish you at them looking innocent. Let me just leave you people and leave you like that. Because it's the experiences, and that's what the devil does. The devil sees the future. He plants something today that will affect your future 10 years from now. You think it is not there until a situation brings it out. Then you realize that you held on to it. You just suppressed it all along. So that's why you have to deal with every situation. Jesus said it this way: he that covereth his sins shall not prosper. Even if you cover your heart, it will still be there. You have to deal with it in the open. So all those experiences, how have they shaped you? Are you now allowing the word of God to reshape you? Because that is the fitness I am talking about. Some of you are physically safe, not still fit. You climb this small staircase, people come up, and you're like the world wants to end. Now let us see whether you are spiritually fit. You want to marry. Are you fit for marriage? Because marriage takes fitness. The ability to forgive somebody, especially the ones that hurt you repeatedly, is difficult. In fact, forgiving somebody that doesn't deserve your forgiveness is even more difficult. Now I'm speaking by the Spirit of God purely, as you all know. So if it's touching you, anyhow, just take it. You know, I'm not afraid of faces, because I have to say the word of God, and it's very key. But you can deal with it. Jesus can help you. For me, I think meeting Jesus was the turning point in my life. The experiences I had growing up, I was not going to marry. I planned it out. Look for somebody, impregnate the person, because I don't joke with children, even as a small person, as a young guy. So I just say, okay, I've looked at it. I can't cope with all this nonsense I'm seeing. Because it's either they are fighting one day, this one is breaking bottle on this one's head. So I looked at it, not even because of the multiplicity now, but because of the stress. That no, this marriage thing is not worth it. That I will just find somebody that will just give birth to maybe 1 or 2 children and tell her, go and marry. And I said I was not even going to allow 2 women so that it will not become an attachment. That's one woman rather, give me 2 children. No, one different women, you give birth, so you go and marry Steve, just drop the children, they'll be taken care of. I know I will have money, so I was very sure of that one, that they will be taken care of, there will be nannies and all those things, so there will not be any stress of having a woman, because having a woman can be stressful. Sister Letitia, I'm not looking at you, please. Because as I face straight now, I say it can be stressful now. All these things they do tell me to explain. After now, they will come and tell me to explain. So I was like, no, I will not have that stress in my life. But Jesus Christ changed all those things. And I'm telling you, he can change your experience. No matter how painful your past is, no matter who has hurt you, who has raped you, both physically and emotionally. Because when we talk about rape, some of you think, oh, it's only forceful. Men too are raped. When you collect the money, everything. The boy has 20,000 naira salary. He's spending 18,500 on you every day. You are raping him. And you know you will not marry him. That is rape for a man. My associate pastor says financial and emotional rape. Then last minute, you just say, hey, you know we are both students. And this thing was not going to work originally. And me, I'm going to serve in Enugu, you are going to Nasarawa, it can't work. Maybe if you get there yourself, you just become, you see a yarn there and marry and not come back. That don't worry, what's going to be is going to be. That's why you hear all those stupid theories that are not scriptural. That let something go. If it is your own, it will come back to you. Where did they write that one? They will trap it when it goes. Some people, you don't mess with dangerous people. They will trap it. When you see a good woman, good character, you say, hey, let it go. You are not talking. Let it go. It will come back to you. It's card that will come back to you. That are inviting you for a wedding. Then you'll be blaming God. God, why did I not talk? Who do me like this? Nobody do you like this. Don't worry. When I come to approaching and speaking to a woman, I will build on that one. I will build on that. I told you why he's saying glory. He's not saying it for Broadway. What about you? What about you? It's you that I'm after. Mm-hmm. Please help me handle them. So when we are talking about being fit, it has nothing to do with whether you. Well, it has more to do with you becoming desirable. All this nobody likes me is because there's nothing to like about you. We'll deal with the devil's part. I'm talking about your own part now. You get angry quickly. Who will like trouble? When I started listening to Mike Murdock, the first tape of Mike Murdock I got was Dream Seeds. And I can never forget that word. Till tomorrow, it's like somebody sledged me hammer on the head. He says it's unnatural to pursue pain. So if people are not desiring you, it may be that you are pain. And people wakes up and says, okay, look for somebody with hammer. Let them hit my leg. You know that person is not normal. And it's very unnatural to pursue pain. So when we say you being fit, it means you being desirable. Have you ever wondered that in some companies, 10 brothers will say God has spoken to them about one sister? Even though we know it's the devil that is leading most of them, but the fact is there's something about that sister too that is attracting the 10 people. And the same goes for a brother. So being desirable is very important. Your ability to be fit for relationships. Experiences, like I said, tragedies, disappointment, victories, parental issues, and every other thing you have experienced have been consciously, unconsciously shaping and molding you for life and the issues of life. That is why coming to Christ is a guarantee for a changed mind, an awakened spirit, and an adjustment back to what God wants you to be. So how fit are you for a relationship? What are the exercises you are doing to be fit? You are becoming something with the kind of life training you are involved with. And this training has to be streamlined. That's the part I didn't want to miss. In dieting, for instance, when you see somebody that is fat and says, I want to lose weight, the first thing they do is to starve themselves. And they realize that the more the hunger, the more you want to eat. So even though you delete 200 calories by starving yourself, you eat another 1,000 to quench that hunger. Modern diets now, they tailor it to your body type. They tell you, eat this one small, eat that one small. Same thing with life and our issues. Your training has to become streamlined. Streamline it first. Know your weaknesses and start doing something about it. I hate it when I hear everybody knows that I'm Amadio's younger sister. When I vex like this, I can kill everybody. Shogo is my daddy. I can beat. The other day, there was a case, like, I know it was not 2 years ago now. The one that they came to call me for on a Sunday. They are still not married, but they are staying together. And before you know it, they had an issue, both of them. By the way, we don't condone living, loving in this place. And in the fit of that fight, the lady, I think the guy broke the pots and poured the food away. The lady did not know what to do. She broke the TV. As in, I went there. They called me. I'm not their pastor, but they called me from my house on a Sunday. I know Sunday after, we've not started Spring Hill as a church then. So I was just back from protocol duties. And the person that knows them and knows me say, that I know the husband respects you. You are the only person they can listen to. And I had no choice than to go there, only for me to see that they've just finished World War I and II combined. And I said, even though I bring peace to you people in the name of the Lord, but my advice is both of you are not fit to marry each other. I said, but that's my personal advice. The girl can't look. I said, yes, they say I should make peace here, but I can't help but be true to my nature. If I don't say that one, I may have diarrhea of the mouth before I leave here. That both of you are not fit to be married. Because if let's assume you are living together, as bad as it is, you have an issue and you destroy TV. You have destroyed the whole kitchen, all the pot, everything. No, what are you talking about? You need to identify your weaknesses and start dealing with it. Nobody will desire you. No, have you not seen people in a relationship about to marry and the man discovers one thing he cannot live with and he ends it that same day? A lot of people say, oh, he's wicked, you left him at the altar. No, he may have dodged a metal bullet in his life. Because with this, our economy, you face stress, you face Buhari issues, you face people that support this one against those that support this one. You face all kinds. You don't want to get home and you are entering another APC and PDP war. You don't want to. So do deal with your issues. Don't say, is this drinking that is just my problem? No, it is not your problem. It is what you love. Deal with it. You can stop it. They did not give birth to you with Gouda. So don't tell us it's just your problem. No. You can stop it. I prefer you say, I just like it, I want to do it. But I hate hearing those things. It is my weakness. Nobody's weakness is, even including me, any weakness is conquerable. That is how I live my life. You can deal with it. After all, since your anger has been your weakness, it has not pushed you to slap a soldier. So we know it is a lie. You are just wicked. Show me you are really angry as a person. Go and slap a major general on the road. Say, I am angry. Say, sorry, general. They know when I'm angry, I slap anybody. That's the last statement you remember. The next one, you will wake up with your ancestors singing for you that welcome home. You are the one that will be asking them, where am I? They say, you are already in heaven. You just say, oh, so the sound ahead was bullet. They say, yes. That the general just shot you. Nigerian soldiers that can shoot even without any provocation. So all this, it is my weakness, it is my weakness. We thank God for you, but you can be better. That's why you are a Christian. Tell your neighbor you can be better. That's why you are a Christian, to get better. Discover it and get better over time. Nobody will get there overnight, but we can all get there.